T5S2 stands for the Tactical Tortoise Tabletop Simulator Tournament Series. It is a global competitive 40K circuit that ranks players based on their results in online games, including events run by Tactical Tortoise and many other communities. At the end of each biannual season, the top 16 players in the series are given the opportunity to play for the title of Season Champion and become the greatest virtual 40K player in the world in this very event, the Seasonal Invitational Tournament. With over 400 players and dozens of tournaments competing on the ladder in Season 1, T5S2 is now one of the largest and most competitive series in online Warhammer and shows no signs of slowing down. So what are you waiting for? Visit tts40k.com to view live standings, join the community Discord server, and get information on upcoming events and tournaments. There is glory to be won on this virtual battlefield, Commander. Do you have what it takes to compete? Want to get involved in T5S2 or events run by Tactical Tortoise? Visit the Tactical Tortoise Discord server at the link in the video description. There you can find signups for all manner of tournaments and casual games, including the T5S2 Youngbloods series of free, new player-friendly events designed to introduce you to 9th edition and give you a chance to experiment with new lists. For those looking for more competitive action, rapid-fire tournament pods are currently available that award prize support and standings points and help you hone your skills to a knife's edge. And remember to stay tuned for even more exciting events as Season 2 progresses, including team events, online GTs, and free weekly tournament pods launching shortly after the conclusion of this Invitational on August 16th. Welcome to the community, and I'll see you on the battlefield. T5S2 stands for the Tactical Tortoise Tabletop Simulator Tournament Series. It is a global competitive 40K circuit that ranks players based on their results in online games, including events run by Tactical Tortoise and many other communities. At the end of each biannual season, the top 16 players in the series are given the opportunity to play for the title of Season Champion and become the greatest virtual 40K player in the world in this very event, the Seasonal Invitational Tournament. With over 400 players and dozens of tournaments competing on the ladder in Season 1, T5S2 is now one of the largest and most competitive series in online Warhammer and shows no signs of slowing down. So what are you waiting for? Visit tts40k.com to view live standings, join the community Discord server, and get information on upcoming events and tournaments. There is glory to be won on this virtual battlefield, Commander. Do you have what it takes to compete? Want to get involved in T5S2 or events run by Tactical Tortoise? Visit the Tactical Tortoise Discord server at the link in the video description. There you can find signups for all manner of tournaments and casual games, including the T5S2 Youngbloods series of free, new player-friendly events designed to introduce you to 9th edition and give you a chance to experiment. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Tactical Tortoise. My name is Trevi, and we are back here with coverage of the T5S2 Invitational Group Stage. This is Group 3, one that we haven't heard a lot about yet, but I am excited to show off some interesting lists coming out of this group. Over here in the blue, on the Chaos side as the attacking player, we have Wolf von Mibu returning to the stream, a fan favorite from Season 1 of the T5S2 series, playing his Chaos. He had played a triple battalion Chaos list, bringing a lot of interesting combos from 8th edition to the table, and he is running a very similar style in 9th edition. Excited to see Wolf von Mibu return with his famed Obliterators in the 9th edition of the game. Over in the red, playing Harlequins, we have Liam Vissel. Haven't seen Harlequins yet on the table in 9th edition, and I am excited to see how they do. They are a powerhouse faction in the new edition, and actually won the role to go first here, chose to take the defensive role on the red side of the table, but deploying in the defending side closest to the camera. He is deploying all these jet bikes and vehicles very defensively, trying to deny his opponent as much shooting on turn 1 as possible. I want to thank everybody for taking the time out of their Monday afternoon to join us for some awesome online 40K. Let's get into this game. It's going to be sick. The players who just finished deploying, Wolf von Mibu taking his first turn, and it's going to be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm excited. Let's go over these lists real quick as these players begin taking their first couple of turns. Wolf von Mibu, aka Malte is playing Chaos, obviously, in the first player seat. You can find all the lists at tts40k.com/invitational, so you can follow along. But this is, I think, an interesting style of Chaos list. A lot of the other Chaos lists we've seen in the Invitational have focused very heavily on sort of swarms of infantry, typically Nurglings, but also we have Denith's triple possessed list in Pod 2, or Group 2 of the series. And this particular list is... Oops. Bringing in an Iron Warriors Battalion Detachment featuring 2 Lord Discordants on Hellstalkers, as well as a Master of Possession with the Demonsmith Warlord trait. Pretty interesting, because what we're going to be doing is basically building this list around the central combo that made the Triple Lord of Skulls list in 8th edition so powerful and so dominant in the meta towards the tail end of 8th edition, and we're going to be applying that to Obliterators instead. So to fill the troops allotment for this battalion, we have 3 units of Chaos Cultists, the new and expensive Chaos Cultists that are currently running around the table to grab some objectives here for Wolf von Mibu. And bringing up the rear, 3 units of Obliterators, 3 Obliterators each with Mark of Khorne, to make them Khorne Demons. That lets them benefit both from that Demonsmith ability and, as we'll get to in a moment, from the Crimson Crown relic out of Chaos Demons. That means that they will, Demonsmith will allow them to explode additional hits on 6s. Then they can use those attacks to roll 6 to wound, which will then explode into additional attacks, letting you double dip on exploding shots from these very powerful flesh metal guns on the Obliterators. That's being fueled by a patrol detachment from the Chaos Demons Codex, 3 units of Nurglings in that detachment, 2 units of 3, as well as 1 unit of 4, and a Demon Prince of Khorne to get that sweet, sweet Crimson Crown going. So very interesting list. I do like the inclusion, obviously, of this extremely powerful Crimson Crown plus Demon Smith combo. As we've seen in the past, it's been an immense amount of damage. The Lords of Skulls, unfortunately, themselves not doing so well in this particular, in the 9th edition mission format, where their ability to kill basically anything they can draw line of sight to doesn't matter quite so much, given that the only way to score objective points for the most part is sitting on objectives. And unfortunately, those Lords of Skulls, they aren't blocked by obscuring terrain, so a lot of terrain now that would potentially protect them in past editions now does not. If you use the ITC house rule, where ruins blocked line of sight up to their 2nd level, and the Lord of Skulls could a lot of times hide behind large L terrain in the center of the table, whereas that losing obscuring, or losing that house rule ability, means that sometimes those Lords of Skulls are going to be a little bit easier to see. And especially on the T5S2 terrain that we're using right now, a lot of the obscuring terrain is relatively short, and those big knight equivalent models are not going to be quite so powerful in that style of terrain. Not to mention that area terrain, basically, even if it's obscuring, will basically never block line of sight to them. We did see Phil Barfoot playing the Triple Lord of Skulls in the Invitational earlier this week, and unfortunately played against another Chaos list that running a mass of Nurglings, and the Nurglings were able to overrun and gum up those those poor Lords of Skulls. The Lords of Skulls were able to kill most of them, but unfortunately scored almost no primary objective points and was taken down. But we'll see how this combo works with these Obliterators. I'm excited to see them work. They're going to do a lot more damage, obviously. They're going to be a lot more survivable, being able to hide behind the terrain, unlike those Lords of Skulls. And obviously can do an immense amount of damage, especially with those the powerful Iron Warriors benefits that they get. With Rampant Technovirus, giving them the ability to reroll the stats of their Flesh Metal guns whenever they need to. An interesting include, I think, is the inclusion of these 2 Lords Discordant. They're going to be, I think, just mostly melee beatsticks. Both of them coming in with Mark of Khorne as well. So unless I'm mistaken, I believe you can use the double fight stratagem on them if you need to. But that is an interesting point that none of the Chaos shooters are Mark of Slaanesh. So we have actually Endless Cacophony is off the table for these Obliterators, which is not a combo that you would normally see. And we'll see how if the additional damage from those from that Crimson Crown relic is worth it. Although you do get to spend a lot more CP throughout the game if you're not allocating 2 every round for Endless Cacophony. Let's move over to Liam's list. Playing Harlequins from the Frozen Stars mask. Bringing a Shadow Seer as well as the Incarn and a Troop Master in a battalion detachment. I think nothing too special about those guys. We do have the True Master called out as bringing Twilight's Fang. See if he's marked that in the data sheet here. Not using Battlescribe to TTS for these models, which is not what we should be doing. But that's okay. Let's see if he's turned off a tooltip. No, it just doesn't have one. Interesting. All right. We'll get that clarified by the players real quick, what this model is momentarily. I think that's the Troop Master, unless he is in a transport. No, doesn't look like it. All right. Well, we're just going to assume. That's being followed up by 2 units of 10 Harlequin troops, both with a whole boatload of Harlequin's Caresses to deal additional damage. 3 units of 5 Harlequin troops with a single fusion pistol in each one to go into these Star Weavers. Normally you'd see the 5 fusion pistol boats to run around and deal a bunch of damage to vehicles, but I think Liam probably not as quite as worried about blowing up vehicles right now, as he is just getting infantry onto objectives and fighting enemy infantry, which is where a lot of the game is going to be in 9th edition. So just keeping those Harlequin troops as cheap as possible with a bunch of blades, and focusing on those big 10 player troops to deal the majority of the damage. We also have 3 Death Jesters, so we can make use of all 3 pivotal roles: Humbling Cruelty to ignore Overwatch and give penalty to movement, Harvester of Torment to deal additional damage to large units, and the Just Inescapable to target characters. We also have 2 units of Skyweavers, let's say 5 Skyweavers apiece. And interestingly about these Skyweaver units, they are kitted out both with Zephyr Glaives and Haywire Cannons. A lot of times you'll see players take one or the other in order to keep their Skyweavers relatively inexpensive, because they are high priority targets and they do take a lot of fire immediately and sometimes die. But having both available to you lets you move up the table and deal damage in multiple phases. And in addition, you can play a very cagey game with them, using Fire and Fade to keep those Skyweavers alive from from counter battery shooting, and also being able to use the stratagem to fall back out of combat after they fight as well, to keep them safe from melee or counter melee attacks as well. And then, obviously, like I mentioned before, we have 3 Starweavers, excuse me, with Shuriken cannons in order to carry those 5 model Harlequin troops around. Looks like we're deploying the Harlequin troops on the table, which is interesting. I think a lot of players typically will webway strike those guys. But we're just going to run up the table and use those flip belts to get some charges off and fight over some objectives. Seems pretty straightforward. I do absolutely love the include of the Incarn in this Eldar army. That is going to make it very difficult to completely remove the Harlequins from an objective, because potentially you could have anything that randomly could knock out a Starweaver could then be instead see it replaced with the Incarn to really lay down some smacking here. Looks like we might be getting some shots on turn 1. Let me send it back to the players' mics to see where they're at.
See, I think that's just the way it is. Good. Your range is 9. Your minus range is 9 inches from your Shadow Seer, right?
Yes.
Okay. So he's over here, so I can reach him.
Nothing good.
Good. Deploy Scramblers 2 times. Deploy Scramblers 2 times. Shooting phase. Shooting into the Starweaver. I have a strength of 8, AP of 2, damage of 2. Okay, so 2, 2, 2. Do I want to? No, I won't need CP here. I won't need CP here. So, well, I have only 2 guys, right? So we will be sure we will take 1 CP just to reroll wounds against it.
Okay.
For tank hunters.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So 12 attacks. No, sorry.
Yes, still you.
Maybe I should cast the rest of my Master of Possession. Sorry. So in Cursed Earth, CP reroll goes off. And Infernal Power, 1 more cast, goes
So
off.
you're spending 2 CP here.
2 CP here, yes. So, and now again, let's see. Reroll the ones.
And you're hitting -1 to hit.
I'm -1 to hit, of course. Yes, and really, really bad rolling. So only 1 additional hit, wounding you on freeze. Rerolling, 1 additional attack.
So here we see this combo going off.
Maybe
not so great right now for Wolf on Mibu.
Okay,
Yes,
so 2 additional hits. Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
This is what I needed.
Exploding from Demon Smiths,
Tech
and
Hunter
then
reroll.
getting rerolls. So additional
So
2
7.
hits out of a Crimson Crown there to double dip on those
I lost 6, so he's dead.
wonderful
Will he block?
aura abilities.
Doesn't. And I
And that
have
kills the
6 gain five.
Starweaver. Wow. Easy peasy. Although
Yes,
nobody
one
ever
of them
accused Starweavers of being particularly difficult to kill.
Okay, so no leadership for you, and I am done with my turn, I think.
So all set there
Deploy Scramblers.
for the Chaos Space Marines. 1 Starweaver dead.
Your turn.
Okay. And I have the 2.
And while the Harlequins spool up their turn, we'll go over the players' secondary objectives here. The Chaos Space Marines bringing Line Breaker, as well as While We Stand We Fight, and deploy Scramblers. Deploy Scrambler is going to be an interesting pick in order, but I think pretty reasonable for a very aggressive army like this. That's going to require that Wolf on Mibu puts or performs actions, the Deploy Scrambler's action in his deployment zone in the center of the table, and as well as his opponent's deployment zone to get 10 points for that secondary. And but with for a list that's moving so far up the table, that's pretty reasonable. Linebreaker also, for the same reason, I think going to be an interesting one, although the Harlequins themselves are a fairly aggressive list as well, so they're going to try to make it as difficult as possible to score that Linebreaker. That said, that being aggressive means that they're going to lose a lot of their screening in their backline, so Wolf Amiibo already has a unit of Obliterators in a Teleporter that can jump into the Harlequin deployment zone and potentially deploy Scramblers and score Linebreakers twice at the same time in order to, if they're sort of left unmolested back there, and the majority of these Harlequins move up quickly towards the Chaos lines. We also see the Harlequins here with Engage on all fronts. While we stand, we fight, and raise the banners high. Engage on all fronts, an interesting one, although given the unparalleled speed of Harlequins, it's not too surprising. But typically you'll see engage on all fronts taken more commonly by the player going first, because it is a little bit easier to score for them. But Wolf on Mibu instead electing to take that Linebreaker. But I don't think that there's going to be any issues with the Harlequins being able to score that engage, at least the 2 points a turn mode, because especially given this objective forces sort of a base trade between the two players and this sort of swirling momentum to the game. I think it's going to be easy for a small unit of Harlequins to chill around Objective 4 for a while. And then score these 3 quarters for Engage on all fronts almost trivially, even if the fight goes poorly on the left-hand side of the table for them. While we stand, we fight, also an interesting pick, but the Harlequins do have a bunch of characters that will benefit from that Lookout Sir protection. I believe it's the Incarn, Solitaire, and Troopmaster are all going to be the picks for that. We may be considering a... using the stratagem to redeploy one of these units out of Deep Strike. But I believe they come back next turn if he decides to pull them off the table. Raise the Banners High is going to be an interesting one for the Harlequins. Usually, typically aggressive lists like they have are very good at Raise the Banners because it's more difficult for your opponent to be able to drop in or push forward and break your banners. Yeah, it looks like the Troopmaster is going to be placing a banner on Objective 6 here. Unless that's a Death Jester. Can't actually tell. Oh, it's actually a Death Jester. Just kidding. I wonder where that Troopmaster went. I think we're gonna take the liberty of of renaming some of Liam's models here. We do ask that the players use Battlescribe to TTS in all their games, so that there's no confusion. But we aren't doing that. Yeah, it must be in one of these transports, I imagine. That's okay. Longship Loft, yeah, the Star Weavers are only 80 points, whereas all of the characters are pretty expensive. I guess the Troopmaster's not, so one of these Star Weavers may have to be the pick. Yeah, the Troopmaster's relatively inexpensive, but the Shadow Seer and the Incarn are both over 100 points. Oh, he's actually marked in their tooltip here, actually. So it's actually this Star Weaver over on the over in the corner is the while we stand we fight target. So that's good. So yeah, so it's going to be the Incarn, it's going to be the Shadows here, and it's going to be that Star Weaver in the back for a while we stand we fight for the Harlequins. There's no Solitaire in this list. One of the few Harlequins lists with no Solitaires in it, actually, which is interesting. Just a Troopmaster, but the Troopmaster is kept relatively inexpensive, and I think just upgrading his weapon for the Twilight Fang, which is incredibly powerful, obviously.
This transport is going to go over here. So I'm putting a second banner here.
So placing banners on objectives 2 and 6. I have a feeling that the banner on objective 6 may disappear pretty quickly.
I regain
but
a
it
command
depends on
point at the beginning of the turn.
how powerful the charges
And
from
I'm
these 2 units is going to be.
going to
See if we get a Twilight Pathways on this unit of Skyweavers near objective 4. It would be nice to get them onto objective 1, potentially clear out these Nurgling Swarms. The red Nurgling Swarm isn't actually on the objective. It can't both be behind this terrain and be on the objective. So that could potentially be a target so the orange one could potentially be a target for those Skyweavers to knock Wolf on Mibu off an additional objective. If a unit of troops gets into this objective, number 4, and kills those Nurgling Swarms or outnumbers them,
that direction,
then we could see this objective taken from Wolf on Mibu as well, and denied all but 5 of his primary points on the bottom of or the top of round 2, which would be a pretty big blow, since that makes it very difficult to max out your primary by the end of the game. I want to extend a big thanks to everybody who is watching our coverage of the Invitational. Looks like we've gotten a lot of new faces into the streams ever since the Invitational started, which I really appreciate. And we broke 5,000 subscribers today on the channel, which is super fun. And I really appreciate everyone who's jumped on and supported Tactical Tortoise as we've been as we've been expanding.
That here. That here. Going to be there. Too bien. It's not going to move a lot. Only to go like this. 9.
Zykoon with the sub.
Fine.
Thanks, Zykoon. I appreciate you coming and hang out with us.
Here.
Looks like we're just going to be trying to screen out as much of the deployment zone as possible from this unit of obliterators that's coming down. It'll be interesting to see where Wolf on Mibu places that. Could potentially be angling for a line breaker to drop it in the enemy deployment zone, but in doing so may leave it out of range of the relic and warlord trait buffs.
That's the end of my movement phase. So magic phase. I'm going to cast I'm going to cast Wartime on those bikes.
Here comes the Twilight Pathways.
So,
What do you need?
Wartime Twilight Pathway. I need a 6.
Yeah, so the Skyweavers by objective 4, hoping to send them into objective 1. Goes off on a 9.
Okay.
That's good. So they are going to move. And 2.
Here we go.
And I'm going to spend 1 CP to give them a 3-up involve. And then I'm going to cast -1 to hit onto
then,
the red unit of troops.
That's a Prismatic Blur to improve their invulnerable save.
Those two as well, so those troops are -1 to hit. So
Which troop unit?
this troop here.
Okay.
So, Chad, how are we feeling about this matchup? I think it's a really interesting one. Harlequins have been pretty strong in 9th edition so far. But that said, so is Chaos, and they have withering firepower from these Obliterator units. As we can see, looks like just 1 or 2 Obliterators not casually knocking a Starweaver out of the sky. Do we think the Harlequins will be able to play cagey enough to survive these powerful shooting from this Chaos army?
Then all the back here is going to shoot into those units of this unit of cultists here. So that's going to be 5d6. Because they are not in range of the. Okay. So that's this one is a 3 because there are blast weapon. So that's 18 plus 3, so 21.
So these are shots going downrange into the cultists, it looks like, on objective 3.
You're shooting into the Nurglings?
The 10 cultists.
Which 10 cultists?
This unit of 10 cultists here.
And with what?
With the bike.
Oh, okay, with the bikes. Yeah, okay. No worries.
Yeah, I think
So
Lion
I
probably
advance, so I'm
pretty
meeting on
confident in
4.
his ability of those Zephyr Glaives to knock out some Nurglings, which is fair. Those high volume
then
flat 2 damage
strength
weapons is
4,
what you want
so
to
killing
exactly
on
what you want
3s.
to kill those Nurglings.
Yeah.
As we saw in our game earlier today with
9.
Space Wolves versus Chaos,
9 dead.
having Blade Guard veterans on the table for Space Wolves and Ragnar Blackmane was exactly what they needed to knock out all 42 Nurgling swarms that they were playing against. So in this case, I think 5 Starweavers, probably or Skyweavers, excuse me, in a pretty good place to knock out
Then
a couple
shoot,
Nurglings.
Then end of the
We may even
Harling tree.
be planning on using the move after they fight to get back behind this line of sight blocking terrain. That might have been what the measuring was from Liam was from earlier. So they can charge into here and then use that to just advance into the corner. That's going to make a counter attack from the Obliterators extremely difficult on any of these Harlequin units, and we're really just going to see some of the troops in the center go down, which is, I think, a fair trade that Liam's willing to make.
Only a 4.
And here come the Harlequin troops into the orange cultists. I like this this target priority from Liam as well. Just trying to focus on knocking out all of the objective secured units on the side of the table for the Chaos and the high volume units. That's going to let these Harlequin troops, even though they're relatively expensive infantry, it's going to let them just sneak out objectives from the Chaos player whenever
Then
they have the
those
opportunity
bikes
to.
are charging the green unit of cultists.
As much as you would like to be shooting into Obliterators and starting to take those guys out.
This unit of Nurglings, sorry?
Yes. Okay.
Oh. With a 5, they are in.
As much as you'd like to be able to hit those Obliterators and kill them before they hit you back super hard, probably the better play is to play for that primary objective.
Attends, I cannot do this because I'm going to be in range of those Nurglings. 1 inch there. There. And then 16 inches. Okay, everybody is basing him. Okay. Not big. So then fight phase. I guess I'm going to begin with those guys. So this guy is going to move 3 inches here. This guy is going to move 3 inches. Not basing anyone. But here be now be there. Then this one moving 3 inches. Yeah. This one will be 3 inches like there.
Looks like Liam has made
This one
decision
will
to
come
just
like
keep this troop player on
Yeah.
objective 4 in place. That's going to
They
block
are going
the
to fight, so that's 25
Lord's
attacks.
Discordant from moving through this area. This terrain is breachable, but Lord's Discordant obviously are monsters, and they're not going to be able to move through.
So
Or are they vehicles? I think they're actually vehicles. they're
Moving
demon
on
engines.
through.
But they're not going to be able to move through those walls, and that's really going to stuff them up.
Wounding on 4.
That said, the Nurglings will obsec that objective away and
No, it
give Wolf on Mibu at least those primary points. But I think if these
So, 6
troops do kill these cultists, which there's a pretty good chance that they do, they could potentially, I think, pile in onto objective
I
3.
need 2 6s, right?
Yes.
I'm going to pay 1 CP to give them a 6 up Feel No Pain.
Ooh,
Okay.
Iron Within. On the cultists to give them.
No!
Oh no! To give them a 6+ ignore. That exactly kills the unit.
Of course.
Oh no. Unfortunate.
Of course.
Then this guy is paying 2 inches.
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah, and then they're gonna go take that objective. I think there's one cultist left on this objective.
He's just in. You have one.
And
Yeah.
if that guy runs away from the attrition test here, that will mean that Liam has this objective from those obliterators, which is brutal. I think excellent use of the aggression of the Harlequins here. Unfortunate for Wolf on Mibu that his cultist unit was killed to the man, which allowed that this consolidate to happen. Otherwise, Wolf on Mibu could have left one cultist alive in the center of that Harlequin troop and forced them to consolidate back into it. But this gave them basically free reign to move anywhere they wanted on his army.
Oh, you're attacking both units.
No, I'm tagging this one, but
Oh, okay.
Interesting. So plan here might be for Liam to
this one is here.
potentially just base this unit of Nurglings to stop them from getting onto the objective by Wolf on Mibu's turn.
Fine.
If he can kill the orange Nurglings, potentially could be just moving into
So
touch them and stop
all
them
the
from moving.
back is going to go into
And then
the
force them to
Nurgling.
fall back next turn in case they
Into this unit,
don't
so
want to get
that's 20 attacks.
Cannot
blasted.
set up within 1 inch, right?
I'm not. See, I can because it's
Yeah,
not
this is
in the
supposed to
charging
consolidate.
phase. I cannot. But no, I can.
Yeah. No. Okay, so you wanted to be inside of 1. This was my question before.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
in 1 inch.
no worries. Okay.
So 20 attack of the bike.
Yeah.
Okay. Turn 4, so wounding on tools.
Oof.
So all of that.
Whole boatload of saves for these Nurglings here. Take some 5-ups. They were little
And
people.
Damage of this.
2, 3, that. All that.
All right. Well, kills the
Then I'm
orange unit.
spending 2 CP.
And then,
so
okay, we are
down to
gonna-
9. We're going to move as it was in the movement phase.
Oh no.
Oh, I
It's
take one
okay.
of you base.
Yeah,
Took
it's
a
okay.
Nurgling swarm.
Just take it with you. It's now standing here. Okay.
That would be pretty good. Although I think the Nurgling unit would die to coherency, but it would give Wolf on Mibu objective 4 if that Nurgling did decide to move 14 inches to chase the Skyweaver, Skyweavers along. I don't know why I tripped up over that word. I apologize. It's Skyweavers versus Starweavers, and I always
No,
get
that's the
self-conscious
end
halfway
of my
through,
turn.
and I'm not sure if I'm saying
I
the
will
right one.
spend 2 CP to automoral this unit of cultists.
Okay, we're gonna use our once per game insane bravery to keep the cultist
So
unit
you
alive,
still have the objective.
to
So I
keep
still have
Wolf on Mibu in control of objective
But
3.
I have 2 points for engaging on front.
You have to
Really?
engage on all fronts
Should be.
because you are here wholly within,
Yeah.
right? Yes. Okay.
And actually, the center of the table on this map is right around, is basically exactly at the tip of this building here. We wanted to
You're
make
scoring 10 points at the beginning of your turn.
objectives like investigate sites and
I'm scoring
psychological
10
difficult for
yeah,
the first player.
yes.
So
that's
we,
the end of my turn.
the second player could potentially move up to the center and score those relatively easily in cover of this building, whereas the first player has to move around the building. And to do so, they do also have to worry about this crater, which is difficult terrain.
That's just the way it is. Let's see, what can we do? Do we have something to shoot? We only have you to shoot. Why not to hit? We move you up to here. 24. Outside of 1.
Remember, you are minus 6-inch range, so your gun is only.
Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you. So it won't matter a whole lot, I think. So we just wobble over here, staying outside of 1. And let's see if we are able to get line of sight to your wonderful guy over there, and I think shouldn't be a problem. Bottom. Outside of 1. And you're right. Safe. Okay. So we have nothing nice to do over there. We need you to go over here again. Paying 2 CP for Tide of Traitors.
Okay. We're down to 1 CP.
Down to 1 CP. Yes. I suppose the unit of orange
Yes.
was costing me 3 CP here to save me my 5 victory points. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And where are you? Some champion anywhere here.
Yeah, Icarus in the chat. I definitely agree. I think that was an excellently executed turn for Liam. And did exactly what he needed to. I'm a little worried that this one cultist in the back may actually be a thorn in his side, giving some access to obstac in that back quarter, and really not something that Liam has a lot of sort of incidental damage that he can send in. He can send that way.
So let's see, 12 inches. Here. And nope. Good.
And remember the obliterator here.
But do we have a cultist unit in strategic
putting
reserve?
up
It looks like for.
You can do you have some OPEX scan or something? I need to worry about.
I don't.
Okay.
And I guess you do that only to see how you do it, but that's not the end of your movement phase, I guess.
Yes. This is not the end of my movement phase.
It's only to say where they are going to go.
Yeah. Don't mind me. If you don't want me to do out of phase things, then I can do.
No problem.
Out of phase is what I.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, we'll be shooting you. So, nothing we can do about it. Shoot you. And the damn thing is going on to it, right? Yes, it is. So we need all of you here. So even if your Mr. Yunari says hello, we can still just attack him. Good. How many wounds does the Death Jester have?
5.
5. Okay, so we kill him with a 1 unit of Obliterators. When your Yemnar goes in, where does he need to come in? Inside of 3 or something?
As closer as possible and not in 1 inch of any other enemy units.
As close as possible. So he will be sitting, so you will have to sit him up here.
Yes.
Okay, so
And
with his base.
now you will be able to see it because I can copy paste if you want, but
Yeah, I just copy pasted. So are you able to sit him up here?
yes, but you if you shoot with those one can shoot into the Incarn after. So.
Yeah. Maybe. Some of them will, but not all, I think. So you go up here, you go up here. You want to kill them, I think, right? Yeah, let's just kill them.
Chat, yeah, so the errata that was released today is going to be ignored for the remainder of the group stage, unless it provides a clarification and not a new rule.
Want to do what?
So, for example, the smite change will not be used for the remainder of the group stage. But that said, once the elimination stage starts on Friday, the players will have the opportunity to reset their lists, and any new rules out by that point will be used. We're going to double check in here with Wolf on Mibu as soon as he gets to his reinforcement step. I'm not sure if there's something that lets these cultists come in other than strategic reserves, but they can't be placed there with strategic reserves this turn.
Okay, you go in here. Okay, so you need to get to move further. Nice, good.
Unless this is a
So
this
6
probably
inches.
wouldn't
6
be a
inches,
preemptive
6
tide of
inches,
traders.
6 inches,
I don't think we have the.
inches.
I don't think that we have the CP for that right now. For this
8 inches.
cultist unit.
Yes. Here. Setting you back.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this was a tide of traders. I
Six.
think we'll find me
Where
was
is
out of
Mr.
CP at this point.
Shadowkeeper himself? Over here.
I'd have to
Okay.
double check his CP totals. Because I believe that he dropped to 1 with his
End of movement phase. My
using-
third deploys Gremlers.
with using his
So I think
insane
we've,
bravery.
maxed it.
We'll double check though, just in case.
Okay.
Just a quick
Next.
question: what's the where are the cultists in the deployment zone coming from?
The tide of
Raiders?
Okay, that is a tide of traders.
Yes.
Okay.
Why? Don't make me nervous, Trevi.
I think he didn't understand what happened. That's it.
Oh, okay.
So is that replacing this unit?
Yes, the unit of 1 who are there.
Yes.
Who was on one.
Yes, this guy isn't here.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. No, thank you. Damn it, Trevi. Stop stealing my units. Okay. Stop getting me cheated. So, what do we want to do? We will want to do Cursed Earth. Needing 7. Doesn't go off. Doesn't go off. God damn it.
Okay, so yeah, it was a tide of traders, and he did have 3 CP at the start of the
Right.
turn, so he was all set. He was down to 2,
So we will use
After
our
the
last
insane
CP
bravery,
to try to reroll
and then went
this.
up to 3 thanks to the command phase.
Doesn't
CP,
still
so
go
we're all
off.
good.
But
Infernal power.
I think I
Goes-
was
I just
mostly
remember
confused that
you used two command points for Tide of Trader, so do I get 2 command points back?
No. And
And
do
you
you get
just
1
use
command
one
point back?
CP. No,
Okay.
but reroll once and to hit and to move goes.
I was a little confused by the remaining trader on the table there, or
Shit.
the remaining cultist on the table there, but we have repaired that game state. But this
we will just
will potentially allow these cultists to cannon fodder for the obliterators. Although there's not a lot of shooting coming out of this Harlequin army, so I don't know how big of a deal that's going to be.
Shooting phase, Lord discarding, flaming into the troops.
Okay.
No, we will start with his cultists over here. 20 shots into the troops.
Yes.
Force.
Yeah, he might have declared it earlier. I think I just missed it. If he didn't.
And force. 6 wounds.
Force.
Okay, thank you.
You are all dead. Okay. Oh shit. To be honest, if you kill them with the obliterator, I would put the incarn there, but no, I wouldn't.
You would do what?
So that was
If
a
you-
that was a bale flamer just killing a unit of Harlequins.
I know.
But if the incarn respawned there, it would be open for the
So next up, obliterators into the death
for the obliterators to shoot it.
strength doesn't matter. Does AP matter against him? No, right?
Yeah, definitely. Sail in the chat lets the cultist with
So
deploy
just for
scramblers this
damage.
turn in the enemy
That's
deployment zone and score
damage.
linebreaker at the same time. Really important that single cultist survived for Wolf on Mibu. That was a little lucky that the Skyweavers didn't just kill all of them, especially since they were blasting. But I think
some minus to it or
having to
something?
advance probably hurt them.
Oh, no minus.
Okay. Oh, of course.
Bunch of ones here from the obliterators.
No, he's still dead.
Okay. So, Mr. Incan?
Oh, no.
No.
Mm.
No,
Boo.
fucked up.
Lord Discordant, first flamer.
That was an obliterator sneaking past his terrain to get to the
2 shots.
the Deathchester here.
Hitting, wounding you on 2.
Where-
2 wounds.
One of our battle suits disappeared in this piece of terrain.
One dead.
The little battle suit graveyard
Okay,
over here.
next flamer.
Wonder where that went.
1 wound. I'm really good here.
1 wound.
1
You can
wound.
reroll wound roll of 1 from the Master of Possession.
Yes, I can. This doesn't make any sense. The obliterators have nothing else to shoot, I think. So
No.
they will just shoot into the troops.
Yeah,
So
well, then
if it's okay for you, I adjust that. And we move on.
And I'm not going to deep strike.
Yeah, not even rolling out on
Good.
this.
So,
on those
end
Harlequin
of my
troopers.
turn.
Fair enough.
We get 4 points for line breaker.
All right. I think this Tide of Traders play was a really good one from Wolf on Mibu.
Scramblers.
Dropping 2 units into his opponent's deployment zone. And
And- You're done.
Okay, so beginning of my turn, I score 2 points for when we fight with.
getting a deploy scramblers off the.
What?
And,
Off
this
for
one.
Mhm.
And I'm scored 10 points.
I wonder if part of the selection or the
No.
secondary selection for this list is if that Tide of Traders play is baked into the Chaos list, where it has 3 units of cultists that it can just immediately Tide of Traders top of 2, regardless of whether or not any of them are taking damage. I think that's actually really smart play and a really I missed that the first time going over this list.
So.
But an important part of building lists in 9th edition is going to be building into those secondary objectives, and a really good example of that is the design of this chaos list for Wolf on Mibu, because that play can immediately score him, like we just saw,
First, I
a
will
whole
want-
boatload of points.
Then those bike is going to move 22. I guess I'm going to move 20. 16, I'm going to move 22. Oh. I am in range of the cultist there? Yes. So they all will go into those cultists and they didn't advance. And here. Those bike. I'm going to move 22. Ooh. Need to here.
I want to check in one more time. Deploy Scrambler shouldn't be completed yet for Chaos, right?
Why?
Well, you have to perform the action 3 times to get the 10 points for it.
He cannot do this two action the same turn.
Right. Yeah. Only one unit out of your army can perform a standard action at a time, unless it's specifically raise the banners. That's the only one that you can do multiple times a turn.
Okay, so I guess.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Okay, we both didn't know this, I think, because otherwise.
Yeah, it's weird. It's specifically for the standard actions. Psychic actions don't have the same restriction. They just are all restricted to once per turn themselves. But raise the banner specifically has a wording that allows you to do it multiple times.
Okay, so there's nothing I can do about this now. So this is like, yeah. Thank you, Chappie, for whatever now.
Speaking of the banner, this unit disembark of the transport, the unit of 5 troop, and he is going to do the banner here. So, doing that.
So maybe a bit of a mistaken rule from Wolf on Mibu there. But that is a baseline rule for actions. For non-psychic actions is that you can only one of your units in your army can deploy them all, can perform an action at once. I think it's just going to mean that one of his obliterator units is going to have to turn around and is going to have to turn around and perform that last trigger for the deploy scramblers. I think he's already done it in 2 zones, but we'll need one more.
Put there.
Wolf on Mibu basically just needs one of these cultist units to survive to max that scramblers easily. Otherwise, he'd have to drop a pretty pricey unit.
Here is going to advance. 5. So 13.
Yeah, Icarus in chat. Definitely 4 CP to confirm that Tide of Traitors without having to roll out the morale test for that unit. Definitely a lot, but certainly letting you redeploy that cultist unit for free essentially is very important.
Cannot do that. Coherency. The Shadow Seer is going to move out here. Be in 6 inches of this one. This unit here of troop is going to.
I think I found the Troop Master. I think he's inside the Star Weaver.
This unit of troop is going to advance.
Right here. Looks like Liam has
5.
Yeah, has
They are going to move.
Placed him in here. I'm gonna go ahead and title him.
Side.
Here we go. And he'll have the. It looks like he has the pivotal roll that'll allow him to deal mortal wounds on 2+, so he doesn't have to roll a wound on any of his melee attacks, or he doesn't have to roll a wound normally on his melee attacks. He just gets to cut into infantry, which is very, very powerful against these obliterators specifically.
The troop master is going to advance. The troop master who are in the transport. He's moving 12 plus he's moving 15.
Oh, looks like I clicked on a Just Jester. Just kidding.
He's moving 15. Then the Incarn
Here we go.
is moving here. I guess the transport is going to go here and chill. Okay. Then attends. Now the transport is going to move 22. Yeah. I guess no. He was just next the. Yeah, sorry. He's moved 22. Can he touch the objective? No, he cannot. But I can do that. Okay. So this guy is going to move 22. Okay, so that's done. No, yeah, the Incarn is going to chill next those. So he's killing 6 cents, yes. So then Magic Face. So first, the Incarn is going to do the reroll on himself. Roll once. That failed. Not a problem. And then I'm going to do warp time on the unit of troop. That goes through. And I guess I'm out of inheritance. The troop is going to advance. I'm moving 6. So 14 is not here. I can still move 1 more inch with those guys. So and I guess those guys going to go back. So I'm going to move a little bit less far. That's not a crater, so that's fine. So it is. So this guy move here. So I make that it is a 3 and charge into the oblit. So that's fine. And I'm still in coherency. He's going to do -1 to hit onto the troop. Yes, when I am advancing, I'm using 1 CP to give them a trap involved. So do I get the CP back? I don't. Then the Shadow Seer will do -1 to hit into the troop. That failed. Fine, so end of the magic phase. So shooting. So first, the Star Weaver is going to shoot into. No, first the bike is going to shoot everything into the cultists. So they didn't advance. Huh? 5d6. So those one are 3, so 6 plus 18, that's 24.
Fire away freeze.
Because it's a blast weapon and
Oh,
you are
yes.
10.
Thank you. 9th edition. Hello.
24. So they didn't advance, so hitting on trees. And wounding on trees. So you have that, and I guess you have a cover save. I was I think I was -1 to hit because you are in the dense cover.
Yeah, sorry.
So, I guess I can reroll everything if you want.
Yeah, just reroll everything.
So, but it's not a light cover, so you don't have armor there. So hitting on 4.
Yeah, maybe he would have. You almost might as well have advanced at that point, because you're going to be -1 to hit anyway. Although if the bikers do move and get a shot from this, well, you might have to shoot it from this angle in order to hit them without getting the dense cover shot. But it looks like all of them will be going through the terrain. Only 6. Uh-oh.
6.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the 2 shurikens.
So then the Devastator in the Shadow Sphere is going to shoot the oblique. It's the -2 movement. So, so I do the 3-shot thing. So I advance, so -1 to hit. So trees and trees to wound. So no wound, but you are -2 movement and you cannot overwatch.
Okay.
So we got the humbling cruelty.
The transport is shooting into the oblique.
On those
Sorry, 1
obliterators.
second.
We're going to shoot the transport into the obliterators, not the cultists. Interesting. I guess there's a 9-0 chance the cultists run away to a combat attrition test, but it seems unlikely.
The transport
that would allow
Wolf
Amiibo to very easily deploy his scramblers this turn and max that secondary if those cultists survive. Without really having to turn around his obliterators to do it.
To fire and fate here. So then to weak. So
really impressed with how well the Harlequins have been able to manage their CP as well. I think a lot of times there's the impetus for Harlequins to really hammer hard early and get double fights going and fire and fades and getting very fancy. But Liam, I mean, he's still at 8.
Going to charge the cultists and the obliques.
Coming into the bottom of 2 here. He's going to have a lot of CP in the late game that he's really going to need to chew through the hard center of this Chaos Army.
Trees,
which I'm very impressed by.
Just enough, because I was in 3 inches. But to be honest, I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. So then to 7 CP. A double 1. So 5. It's a little bit better.
Yes.
This guy is going to go 5 here.
Oof. Big charge from the Harlequins. That's
This guy is going to be 5 here. 5 here.
I wonder why this is labeled different.
5 here.
Oh, it looks like we just replaced him with somebody else. That's okay.
Here.
Looks like the intent here may be to go and collapse in on the cultists. Or destroy the cultists with the charge and then collapse in on the obliterators and trap them into the corner. Well, the obliterators, obviously no slouches in combat. Big strength 6 melee attacks with no penalties to hit.
I guess those guys are going to kill that.
With big 4 attacks apiece with Hateful Assault.
Okay.
It's a big
That's
deal.
good. Then do I get the CP back? I don't. And then the bike are charging the Nurgling. On a 10. Okay, that's cool.
Interesting that these obliterators with -2 movement are going to be so slow. Only down to 2-inch range, which means they or 2-inch movement, which means they only threat 26 inches, and even an advance could only get them to 34.
Yeah.
Or 32.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And here.
And that's gonna be if they roll a 6. So we may see another
I guess it's fighting.
curtain
so I'm
fall
spending 2
to get
CP
these
on
out
this
of
unit,
melee into
course.
the back and probably
So
out of
I
range of
have
those
+1
obliterators.
damage. And then to 5.
Really impressive play from the Harlequins. Just not engaging into this obliterator bomb at all. Not giving them any good shots.
This guy
Playing
is going
cagey.
to peel in here.
Exactly how
This guy
Harlequins should
have
be
to
played.
move closer to there. So no. This guy is going to move peeling there. This guy is going to peeling there. So only to be in 1 inch. This guy have to move closer than this guy. I think he cannot make into the oblite. So only 4 guys is going to fight into the oblite. Like, oh. It's going to be 4 guys into the oblite and 3 guys into the cultist. So the 4 guys into the oblite, so 20 attack. So hitting on 3s. And then wounding on 4. And rerolling wound. Okay. So all of that AP2. So 1.5 is dead. And then the 3 into the... And this guy have to move a little bit like this one. But, the 3 into the cultist, so 15 attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Tries to kill. Rolling. Oh. That's 8 dead.
Mm-hmm.
They are going to fill in.
Oh, wait a second. We will instead let one of them here. Sorry.
I did. Okay.
Because leadership is before the
Yes.
coherency, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
This guy is going to go there. I guess this guy is going to go there. Yes. Okay. Then I'm going to go onto the bike here. So they are going to all fight into the Nurgle. So 20 attack. And hitting on wounding on tools. So 12 attack.
And we're dead.
I'm spending 2 CP to move as it was my movement phase.
Mm-hmm.
Guess because if you run So they are going to go more that way. Okay. Okay, so you can fight back here.
Mhm.
Oh yes, I spend 2 times 2 CP here, so do I get one of those two? No.
So I think another well executed turn from Liam. Ooh. And these looks like these obliterators sort of fall on their
So one is
faces.
dead.
Oh. Yikes.
Okay.
Trying to kill their way out of this Harlequin unit, but man, Liam really running rings around this Chaos Army. How are we feeling about this game, chat? How are we feeling about the matchup right now? I was wondering if the Harlequins would have the beef to be able to deal with the sort of the nougaty center of this Chaos Army, but man, it doesn't look like they need to. They're just running circles around it in
So
true
you have
Eldar
more
fashion.
test here on the cultist.
On the cultist of 2 left. I fail it. And do I lose the last cultist? Of course I do. Ah.
And I'm
And
going. Do I describe the
yeah,
Guardian? I'm going to when. Ah no, it's a moral face. So winning.
yes, 3. 6 guys left. 3. Okay. So I don't lose anybody over here. Oh, was he dead? Oh, I think he was dead. Oh, sorry, but I'm losing 2 more guys. Okay.
Those guys are -2 movement.
So my time?
No, sorry, you scored 10 points.
That's good. 10 points.
Yeah, add him in the chat for sure. It's a masterclass on how we play Harlequins. I'm really enjoying in the tournament series so far in the invitational group stages, watching some of the highest level players in their individual factions really show us how it's done, and take some of this lesser seen factions and really give us a master class. We saw Space Wolves on the stream earlier today. Space Wolves obviously got a big buff with the recent FAQ giving them all OBSEC.
Only move 2
But even the matchup that they played, that never really came into play, and they just played a really fundamentally strong game of 40k and absolutely dismantled a list that I think on paper everyone assumed would be brutal for them to deal with. And
see how far we can get.
I mean, it looks like that's how the Harlequins are moving here. It's a truly finesse
I didn't
army.
say anything. So 3 inches.
Unfortunately, these obliterators are advancing 3 inches. Trying to get a Star Weaver.
So we get 2 guys inside.
At least we get 2 in there.
That's fine.
And at least that Demon Forge is unmodified 6s, so it's advancing. It's still going to let you explode your 6s on those guys, on those obliterators. But I wonder what the plan for the Chaos to score their line breaker this turn is going to be.
2 more points on engaging on front.
We might want to
2 more points for engaging on fronts, yes.
Yeah.
we might want to fall back with these obliterators back here in order to shoot this troop. But I think what we really want to do is get these obliterators out of the way and get a Lord Discordant into the enemy deployment zone with a charge. That said, sometimes 4 plus vulnerable saves just fail. And you do have to be wholly within the deployment zone to score line breaker, so it can be a little tough with those big bases to fit them all in.
Did you make your leadership text? No, you
It's
were.
only one.
No. Don't mind me. You were not able to fade. Okay. Just
So what's everybody doing while they're watching these
follow this card into
these
go flat,
invitational games?
and he wants to advance.
Is anybody getting any painting done, or maybe building some lists, doing some dojo?
4 inches and some.
Shuma in the chat. Oblitz more like goblets, more like go right off this table because you're about to be hit by a Skyweaver and killed.
Master of Possession.
Shuma redojoing the Copters list. The Copters list gonna get a little showcase on the channel tomorrow. There's a video going up, but it's just background stuff. But if you look closely, you'll be able to see you just be able to make out the 10 Chin Orc Warcopters on the table.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Shadowseer. We don't want you here. Staying outside of 24 of the Shadowseer.
Yep.
Or trying. Oh, before I forget about it, this unit of cultists here will do the last deploy scramblers.
Yes.
So we don't have to talk about it anymore, and I will just put it in here before I forget it. And we are done with it. Okay. So
Sale
you
painting a new
are-
Sisters Army. what a good pick for 9th edition, Sale. And I appreciate you hanging out with us and listening and watching the stream while you're painting up those ladies. But I think we just got a result earlier today from group 4, if I remember correctly. Bethany Taylor got her first win of the group stage versus Tomb King, unfortunately knocking Tomb King out of the running with the unfortunate 0-3 in the group stage. But Bethany Taylor bringing 100% Valorous Heart Sisters of Battle and was able to get really good result against Tomb King. Sisters of Battle really making their mark in 9th edition. As we announced earlier today, Kian Tan, the other Sisters player in the Invitational, has advanced out of the group stages. She will be in the elimination stage in the brackets on starting Friday.
No clicks advancing.
Yeah, it is an interesting Adeptus Sororitas list, Sale. Absolutely. Losing the punch of Bloody Rose feels very scary to me.
The banner go out.
But that said, I mean, I think
I
she
forgot about
definitely
the
is
banner.
a good.
Ha!
She is a good player
So
and she
it's
knows what she's
something,
doing, and so I think there must be teeth to it. And I think it's, I mean, sitting on objectives with
Everyone's
Valorous
a
Heart
one
Sisters
time
is what you
or
want
so
to be
in the
doing,
game,
and
I do something
immolators
that does make sense.
and shooting people with exorcists is all good things to do in 9th edition. So I think
Wants to
she's
stay
just going
1
to be
inch
focusing
away
on that.
from the wall.
Hoping to get her on stream tomorrow or Wednesday
should
before the group stage ends.
Should be fine where he is.
But tomorrow,
Okay
at the
for
very
you?
least, we're going to have Nicholas
Yeah.
Rose,
Okay.
top 10 ITC player, Nick Rose, versus Paul Yunsen, who won the very
So
first
something
T5S2
what's
tournament
inside
ever
of this transport
back in
here?
March.
Only one Death Jester.
And they will be
Only one Death Jester.
on stream
But
tomorrow.
still, so you will,
Salamanders versus White
Take
Scars, the battle of
3.
the two
but you won't control
most
more.
popular Space Marine chapters, and it's really going to be a battle for
So
the
this is what we want,
for the
right?
soul of Space
You
Marines in
control
9th
3.
edition. to see if Salamanders get through.
If you are
Dan
controlling
Paolini
free
needs one
here,
more win to confirm his
what
advancement
range can your bikes
into the
move and
into
attack?
the
22 and
the
attack?
elimination stage.
22.
22 and attack. Okay, so it wouldn't make any difference at all. Won't make any difference at all.
Multi-smites are still
But
legal for
maybe
the
we could
elimination
start with
stage
and here it
up
explodes with the
through
Death Jester.
the end of the
I roll
this
a one.
stage. We
And
won't. We
you roll a
aren't
one for the
implementing
Death
any
Jester,
rules
yeah.
changes between now and the end of the of the group stage. They will anything released between the start of eliminations or the start of groups and Thursday will be implemented in the elimination stage this weekend. So while we'll still see Magnus dropping out a bunch of smites, although all of the Magnus games I think have been played almost at this point, that will not be making an appearance in the finals.
Well, if you want to, you can reach wherever you want. 22 at attack, so we're going to do instead. Let's move you 6 over here.
You as okay.
Yeah. I forgot about the Death Jester inside the Star Weaver. So it doesn't make any sense shooting him.
Okay.
So
It's
will
Icarus.
just
It's one of
try
the
away
Star
the
Weavers.
standing
It's this
here.
Star Weaver right here,
and
back in the
others
corner,
-2,
is the last
so
while we
3
stand we fight
inches,
target.
so I'll add
The
some
Troop Master is a little bit too inexpensive to be chosen, so he has to pick one of the dedicated transports.
do we want to stay inside? No, we don't. Just moving away from your 10 bikes. So I will control 1 or 2 or something, or just nothing. 22.
Wolf on Mibu at least still maintaining his 10 primary points every turn. That's important.
You go over here, you
And
control this, you control that.
It looks like he might get contested next turn. Yeah, there's just these endless waves of Harlequin troopers charging into him is going to be brutal. And he really needs this this charge from the Lord Discordant to go well on the bottom of the table here to confirm his line breaker to get in. The Chaos List does not have any summoning points in his army. No, he's at 2,000 on the money for this list, so no summoning today. We did see that earlier in Dan K and Arn's list, both making excellent use of summoning points to sideboard in a unit or two, if whatever they need, or a character. But in
so
Wolf on
we
Mibu's
have
list,
one
he's just
down,
going to kill you with
seven,
obliterators.
six,
that's the game plan. That's where
Good.
we're at.
That's just the way it is. Now, let's see. We are... Try touch. Okay. So, Magic Face, Chaos Familiar, changing Warp Tide up against Defex. Defexing with 6 9-man troops, goes through, I get a peril.
So is the
Get
Chaos
3
Familiar
multi-votes.
looks like to grab a Death Hex on the Master Possession?
Do I get 2 CP back? No.
Interesting. Trying to knock the invulnerable save off these Harlequin troopers, I imagine.
Okay,
Good tech there.
Cursed Earth goes through.
And he gets his Cursed Earth to get that 4+ invulnerable save online on those obliterators.
Shooting Phase, 2 obliterators into the... Oh no, I'm outside. I'm out of range, right? Yeah, I'm out of range. Okay.
Okay.
So I have shooting phase. So melee. Or do I have a shooting phase and I can't see it? No, right? Nothing to be seen. Nothing to
No.
be done. Good. So just melee obliterators charging into
Troop.
the troop.
This is going to be a really quick game, chat. We have
7 inches.
this shooting battery of a list. You're skipping its shooting phase to be fighting. And these Harlequins just running around, not engaging. What an interesting game of 40k we're playing right now. And I do think it's interesting the way that the attacker-defender role shook out. The players were effectively rolling to go second.
6. Maybe not enough.
Which is definitely different than most matchups. Most of the time you want to go first to be able to gain board space. But man, these Harlequins really benefit from going second and being able to play a really dancey game and counteract what their opponent's doing.
Why didn't I put him here? Lord Discordant into the Troop Master.
The troop as well, I guess. Because...
Yes, of course, sorry. Yes.
Big charge from Lord Discordant. That's what Wolfheim needed. But he's just got to make sure that he gets that unit entirely in his opponent's deployment zone.
Position, so he needs to be inside of here.
Yeah. Big downside is that he does have to engage that Harlequin troop as well, which is going to make his pile-in and consolidate a little bit awkward. Good. But if he puts himself just closer to the troop master, he could potentially use his 3-inch moves
him at least
to curve around into the deployment zone, although it looks like he's just going to stay inside the range of the auras from the characters.
What does the Twilight Fang do? I don't know. Would have laughed if your units could be better described, so I could just look up what we do.
Hey, he has 5 wounds, 4 pinballs, and nest 3.
No, the question was what does the Twilight Fang do? What does his relic sword do? How many attacks does he have? What can he do?
So right now he has because we're turn 3. No, turn 3. He has 8 attacks because he didn't charge. Strength 5, AP 3, 2 damage.
Again, how many attacks?
8.
8 attacks. Strength of
5.
5. Can you get +1 to wound?
No.
No, because he's a weak.
Rerolling.
Rerolling wound. He's of course rerolling wounds. Yes. So we will have to start with the.
Yeah, that's why we usually require the players put their battle scribe to TTS in.
Wait a second. Do I have to, if I rolled to reach him, do I have to get inside of his 1 inch?
Yes, you have to.
Or do I only need to roll? But I could.
No, I think...
Yeah, you have to end your charge move engaging everything you declared as a target.
Okay, good. Okay, I was thinking maybe, but this was something else. Okay, good. So we will have to start with the obliterators. 3 inches. And 3 inches. Up here.
All right, well, now that the buffs are online for these obliterators, let's see if they can actually kill some Harlequin troops now.
6. Okay.
Unlike the last swing where they only killed 2. Go get them, obliterators.
Okay.
A lot of people forget that obliterators are actually really good at punching people.
12 attacks. Hitting you on freeze.
Ew, that's not a good roll, though. But we got exploded a lot of 6s there, so that's actually pretty good.
Okay, so 1 miss, 3 additional attacks. We're wounding you on 2s.
And 2 6s for Crimson Crown as well. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Looking good.
Okay.
I guess I'm going to
interrupt.
Yes.
Okay.
That's model who I want to.
Hello. Surprise, surprise.
And then I'm going to spend 2 CP to interrupt.
Mhm.
And to go place you, of course. So.
Mhm.
And then I will have 8 attack because 5 base and plus we are 10-3, so hitting on 2s and wounding on 5 rerolling.
Oh, good start. Of
Ooh.
course. Really? AP2, AP3,
AP3.
5s,
Ew.
saving 2, damage.
Choreographer
Damage.
of War coming through big time
6
for
damage.
the
6
Troop
damage.
Master.
Mm,
4 rerolls on the Twilight Fang into 6 wounds with an interrupt in the Lord
Okay.
Discordant. That does drop the Harlequins down to 1 CP though. So a lot of their shenanigans are going to be over in this game.
Nothing works here. So, let's see. 5 attacks. Hitting you on 2s, not able to reroll
Obviously,
once.
we do have the Incarn
No
redeploying
additional hits.
into
Wounding you on 2s.
where that Harlequin troop was killed by the Obliterators.
For getting 1 extra attack. Hitting. Wounding. So 5
And
wounds.
still a full
Yes.
10-man Harlequin troop in Liam's deployment zone,
2 wounds.
ready
So
for
then
ready to pounce
2 wounds.
on that big crew of chaos goodness over there.
4 extra attack. 4 hits. Wounding you on 2s. 1 additional attack. 1 more hit. 1 more wound. 5 wounds.
Is that
He's dead. Okay.
we want to pale him into the Inca?
Good question. No.
Definitely want to make sure that he ends up in the
You will be
deployment zone.
surprised to hear my answer. Do I need to... Let me see. I think I am inside of 12 here. Yes. Okay, so I don't need to move nearer to him. Good. We are controlling 3 objectives. So everything's looking wonderful here. Really, really wonderful. Down to 6. Not good at all. Good. Your turn.
Yes. So I score 10 points. And I have 2 more banner things. So here, the Dev Jester will go out to do the banner thing here.
Oh, you can do this with any unit? I thought this was on... Oh, the Death just has one. Yeah, ignore me. I just have just seen it.
Those guys, they move 22.
Should be a 12 on line breaker here, right? For the chaos.
Yeah,
8.
sorry.
It's 2 turns, no? He's done the turn 2 and then the turn 3. The first turn he didn't score line breaker, no?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So, and I see the Lord Discordant here. Attends, I know what I'm going to. I'm going to. Oops. So he is before here. So here, this bike moves 22 to here. So he can see. You see that? This one is moving 22 to here. So he can see the thing. He moving 22 there. We can still see the incarn. Right now, yes. Moving 22. There. Yes. The last bike. Moving 22. There.
Oh yeah, my mistake,
Only-
my mistake for forgetting about your incarn. I was of course thought I kill him and then I can move the 3 inches more up here and be hidden from your shooting. But oh well, that's the way
Yes,
it is.
that's why I put him there.
Yeah, Incarn definitely
And
a difficult
those
model to play
bikes here,
against if you don't constantly consider
move
every angle it
22.
could be at. It is a stressful game.
Mhm. They could move 22. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Kill the Demon Prince. Is in 24. Yes, in fact, this transport is going to move here to be in 20. Or those cultists. Mhm. Those troops are going to move a
Colin
little bit
Duffy
more here.
come into the chat.
In the
Says he's
transport
assembling
as
some
well.
eradicators. That's awesome, man. That is a good unit to assemble right now. They are killing it.
Yes, I'm winning a CP at the beginning of the turn, of course. And I didn't see if I get my 2 CP for interrupting back. I don't. Goes back. Is going to move 22. Okay. You can begin to shoot. I guess this one can move it here only.
Oh, one question about the terrain in the middle. So the line of
Yes.
sight goes this way, right? Not this way. The obscuring part.
Yeah, yes, not.
Yeah, only the part that the keyword is attached to is the
okay.
obscuring.
Well,
Yeah, so,
just to be sure.
yeah, these tiles are purely cosmetic.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good question from Mufami Buddha. Just making sure that that's not randomly area terrain. But yeah, it's a little road in the middle, just for looks. Although the rubble around the area that is keyworded does provide light cover, which is sometimes pretty useful. But in this matchup, probably not so much.
The incarn is going to go here.
Yes, Eradicators punch above their weight class. Yeah, I know Dan Paolini and Paul Jensen, Apostle Bruin and Glarg, two of the in their Group 1 game.
Then
Paul was making some memes about his obliterators into the Discord earlier today. Apparently, turns out Salamander's obliterators maybe a little bit more, or Eradicators, excuse me, maybe a little bit more more effective than the White Scars ones. They don't move quite as fast, but oh boy, do they hit harder.
I guess yes. Fine. This guy is going to move here. 6 inches of the bike.
Yeah, White Scars advance and shoot for free. Bwagger222 with the subscription. Thanks, Bwagger. Thanks for joining us.
So magic face. I'm going to first do the warp time on the bike.
All right, here comes
From-
Twilight Pathways.
Outside, I guess.
I'm on. I didn't measure, but I suppose.
Yeah, you are 30 inches away.
So those bikes are going to move
Hello.
to go a little bit like.
Here come the bikes.
I
Probably
guess
going to try to
I
double
have
tap
to
into
move
this
one of
this
So-
damaged Lord
Yeah, no
Discordant.
worries.
Kill it with the haywire guns, and then engage those
Mhm.
obliterators. Stop them from shooting. Again,
Yeah.
they are a dangerous unit to engage, but I think Zephyr Glaives eventually will kill them.
Yeah. 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 So this bike is going to move like that here, so be seen. And he's going to. Okay. Okay. Then the Incarn is going to smite this Obliterator squad.
Mm-hmm.
Goes off on 8.
What else can he cast?
Because basically another something else which is like a smite or reroll once to hit in combat.
Yeah, no, just go ahead.
Yeah, maybe want to
So
get rid of that
deal 3
reroll
wounds
once.
to this unit of Obliterator, so 3 wounds, so 1 is dead.
Why? He has a D6 smite,
No, but 1 is dead because he was
Yeah.
on 2 wounds.
but not 3 wounds, 2 wounds, right? You rolled a 3.
Yeah, 2 wounds, yeah, sorry, yeah,
Yeah.
2 wounds. And then he's going to do reroll 1. I guess I'm going to try to kill the Master of Possession with the
Yeah.
targeted
Does make sense.
on 7,
Goes off, I guess. We will try
Yeah.
to deny it.
not deny.
Ah.
On a 2 to 3, attends.
No.
It's D3, no, it's not that yet. It's D3 wounds. It was the die because on a 1 is 1, 2 to 5 is D6, D3,
Mhm.
and a
Just roll a 1, please. No. Ah,
then shooting. So the back unit of bike is going to shoot everything into the Lord Discordant. Yes. So 5d6. For a total of 23 hits. 23 so 10. So all of that. Hitting on 4 because they advance. And wounding on 5 and 6, but doing mortal wound on 4. Yes, he did.
he just did.
Oh, brutal.
And the other bike
Brutal haywire shot from those bikes. Yikes.
is 1, 2, 3. Try and cover anyway. I guess I can see Nurgling. Yes, they're all going to go into the Nurgling.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yeah,
Really?
that Lord Discordant had already been wounded by the Troopmaster, fortunately, so it wasn't quite. It probably should have died, but that was either way. But that was a ton of damage onto the Lord Discordant
hitting
there,
on 4.
with all those haywire shots going through for their
and
D3
wounding on
morals.
2s. Ish. Yeah, all of that.
1 damage, right?
1 damage.
Okay. Losable. Classic Nurglings. Too much for real.
And then charging. No. The Star Weaver is going to shoot everything into this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't advance, huh? But you are in a dense cover, so -1. And we're on 2s.
Killing
So
one.
1 is dead because AP3.
Mhm.
And 2 normal save.
2 6s here? No. Okay.
Then charging, the Incarn is going to charge the Obliterator here.
Mhm.
And you don't have any Overwatch, I think.
I have no Overwatch, and I no longer have my 4-up invul.
7. So he's going to be in more than 1 inch of this guy. And basically then he's going to fight, he's going to consolidate and go in 1 inch of this guy.
Yes.
So he has 6 attack. Hitting on 2s.
Yeah, Icarus definitely a pretty inconsistent weapon, especially with sort of the number of d6s you have to roll with the haywire cannons. It's a d6 shotgun into trying to roll 4-ups to do mortal wounds. Definitely,
Or strength 6.
it's a little bit awkward.
Of course.
So
5 ups, saving only 1 damage.
D6.
Okay, first up.
So the,
First one for 1 at a time, please.
yes. The first one.
Oh no.
Kills the guy. And kills the guy.
Jeez.
Of course. Okay.
Oh no.
Yes, he's going
One
to
of which
kill.
matches. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the Incarn going ham on that Obliterator unit, killing all 3 of them. Perfectly rolling its damage rolls out. Oh man, that is difficult to come back from for the Chaos. Down to only a Disco Lord, the Demon Prince, and a unit of Obliterators.
Yeah, you don't declare the charge into him, right?
No,
Yikes.
not only 2.
Okay.
Yeah, you just needed to roll 3
Toughness?
4+ in a row
Toughness 6.
on those Obliterators
One
to
wound.
keep them to kill them all, which is, I mean, it's still
Fine.
difficult to do. I think that's only a 1 in 8 chance with 3 50/50s. Yeah, I think that probably clinches it for Harlequins. I'm not sure that the Chaos has the mobility to sort of come back in the game, and really they haven't removed any of the Harlequins' threats. These jet bikes are still on the table. All of the... They haven't really been hit at all. The Incarn's still going strong. Would have been funny if the Incarn, thanks to his bigger base, could have... Was he on the same base as an Obliterator? It seems small.
Sun scored 2 points for engaging up front. I had 2 more points. It was my turn 3 only. So it's 6 points and 4 points for Aldebaran.
2 points, 2 points, 2 points, yes. I think you can engage score from the first turn on, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't have, for the moment, I didn't have 3.
Yeah, what can Wolf Mibu do to come back into this game? Unfortunately, he's already down a point on While We Stand, We Fight, so he's only going to be getting 10 from that. He could just run with his remaining units to try to preserve those points. He's got his 10 from Deploy Scramblers. Linebreaker looks like it will be difficult to score reasonably, although he does have this Obliterator still alive, so actually he can score a Linebreaker pretty easily if he throws the Demon Prince or charges with the Nurglings. But the Nurglings, I think, just get blasted by Skyweavers, so that might not be the right play. But it's a question of getting 4 points for Linebreaker for throwing the Demon Prince forward, or getting 5 points for While We Stand, We Fight. So, not really a great trade. The score is not too different so far, although the Harlequins do have 3 banners active. So they're going to go to 7 on banners going into round 4. They're going to probably max their banners out. So that should be a 15. And the engage on all fronts, I believe, should be a 10-ish for the Harlequins. And then he's lost 5 points on While We Stand. Has he? Oh, no, he has not. Everything's alive. Just kidding. So, looks like we may be aiming for 40 on primary, or 40 on secondary for the Harlequins, and they could potentially...
I'm passing you the clock, sorry.
They could potentially grab 15...
I don't think we will have a problem with the time, to be honest. So.
Each turn to max out their secondaries as well. So that would be an 85 for Harlequins is the best case scenario. Can Wolf on Mibu even meet that? I don't think so. If he maxes his primary, he's just going to be sort of in line with the Harlequins. And he needs to stand exactly where he's standing right now to try to deny them primary points for holding more objectives. Yeah, unfortunately, that line breaker might kill him because he's probably only able to get one more turn of that, and that's even with moving these Nurglings up. The Nurglings would have to move 5 and then get a pretty decent charge, and then not die in order to get into the Harlequin deployment zone, which is here. Unless he throws the Demon Prince away, but I think the Demon Prince just dies. It does matter if the group stage requires tiebreakers. The top 2 from each group will advance into the eliminations. And if one player goes... or if multiple players go 2-1, it could matter getting in. Because it's a round robin, there's a lot of different sort of striations or different... ways you could score it out. Basically, somebody goes 3-0, then it could come down to tiebreakers at the end. So it does matter to score points for Wolf and Miwu. Yeah, Taylor in the chat, absolutely. It is good to see some Xenos factions see some play. It was nice to see 2 Eldari factions make the cut for the top 16 in the series. Versus just Chaos and Imperium duking it out. And it was interesting to see...
I'm missing a little bit my Master of Possession here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is interesting to see the that a lot of the Imperium factions were sort of knocked out very quickly.
It seemed like a good job with being calm this time.
And but it looks like these Harlequins probably in a pretty good spot to advance. I think this will bring them to 2-1 or to 2-0 if they do win this game.
You gain a CP.
So...
Looks like we're going to be lining up to try to take out the Incarn with these Obliterators. So animation's a little awkward to measure the LOS. But if you measure between the bases, that should give you a pretty good idea.
2 inches, right?
Yes.
I don't know why he's not showing it, but he's clearly inside. Something with the bases, I guess.
Yes.
You cannot follow me after I fall back with this obliterator, right?
No, only with troop unit.
Yeah, just to be sure. Okay.
So that'd be a big swing if Wolf Amiibo is able to take out the Incarn. That is a while we stand target for the Harlequins. Would drop them to probably maxing at 80.
Oh, wait a second. Before I move him, I will advance the Nurglings.
And if Wolf Amiibo does stand on 2 or 3 objectives, which it looks like he's setting up to do, he is going to deny 5 primary points for the Harlequins, assuming he can remain on objective 6. What do we get for this advance here? Oh, a 6. Is that going to let him get entirely within the deployment zone? It's an 11-inch move. It will. Oh, that's a big deal. So he's going to get line breaker, and he can pull back with this Demon Prince. Oh, man. All right, so we may be up to 12 on line breaker. Or we will be up to 12 on line breaker for Wolf Amiibo, assuming he can kill the Incarn. It all hinges on killing the Incarn here.
Yes, I know you are in currency.
Yeah, just fighting for every inch here.
I wonder if it's worth
Okay.
trying to get that auto
every
cannon.
inch here, so I get
Just peeking around the corner to fire the auto cannon into the Incarn as well,
and to reach
and forcing
and
as many
still
shots
have
through.
a chance if I fail with the obliterators to attack with the Demon Prince. Just in case.
Oh, I'd be so worried about the
Not
Demon
able
Prince
to do that job.
getting killed by these
10-inch charge, better
by these Skyweavers. Ugh.
but nothing you're inside for. You have a free up. Remind me, what do you have even?
There's a 4 up invulnerable save.
4 up in one save. Okay, and I have only 1 CP. I could, instead of doing this bullshit over here, and hoping for a 10. Put you out.
Yeah, there you go. I like the move of preserving points with his Demon Prince. I think Wolf Amiibo is at the point where the game's not over. He could potentially pull it out
Here.
with some really, really cagey play, but he needs some really good luck right now. And I think he just has to. He just has to worry about the. He just has to put his
Staying outside of 1 from the
his
wall.
faith in the luck at this point.
Here.
That is obliterators.
Six.
He just needs him to kill the Incarn right now.
6,
If he kills the Incarn right
10.
now, it's we've got a game.
Yes. Okay.
But I think if even if he kills it and loses the Demon Prince of Chaos, I'm not sure he can come
So
back.
character inside of 3 of Lotus Cordon, so you can't.
Yeah, the
but you could attack him, of course.
chat
You
talking
can
about the
always
rumors
attack
of
him, so
3 wound Terminators. That is interesting for sure. Definitely would take a lot to oust aggressors right now, aggressors and inceptors.
He had
But
9 wound, not 5. I don't know.
Certainly makes it Terminators
Oh,
more interesting.
okay.
Sorry.
That said,
Don't know.
they
It's 9, not 5.
that was from an instruction booklet, which is
Does was changed,
notoriously bad place to get rules
I
from.
won, I think it was in the 7.
Oh, does was change anything?
If you want to change, go on. But,
No. I think it should be. I think I will need the Demon Prince, right? I don't have to. I'm not allowed to use the Demon Prince.
I think Wolf Amiibo also worried that if the Lord Discordant moves away from that wall, it's going to give an opportunity for the Skyweavers to charge him potentially. Although they don't ignore the wall in the charge phase, so maybe he shouldn't be quite as worried about that. And he does have to be worried about the Demon Prince getting plastered by those Zephyr Glaives.
with knowledge. Sorry. When
Yes,
I will have to take back
you was
some steps. Yeah. So this means the Nurglings get in here again.
I'm gonna reverse the move on the Nurglings,
Nurglings
moving them back
get in
into the
here
building.
again.
That means no
You-
line breaker.
You
March over here
can.
before
And
him.
I think you cannot do because the obliterator is in the way.
Yeah. I'm just looking where I can end up. And the obliterators
The
were something
obliterator
like-
was
I
dead.
think we were standing here in the beginning or something like this before I moved them. So he will hear 6. And what did I roll? 5. 5. So 11 more inches. 11 more inches. Okay. You are here. When you go over here.
Okay, we're just gonna play
Now I'm
KG
moving the obliterators.
on the chaos side.
Who was in range anyway.
Hmm?
He said 2 was in range, we know, so that doesn't change anything.
Yeah.
Because Wolf Amiibo doesn't need to hold objective 6 to deny 5 primary points to the Eldari, he's just going to try to play KG, keep his units alive. Makes a lot of sense to try to preserve those while we stand to points. But he absolutely needs to kill the Incarn right now.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that means he's not going to be scoring Linebreaker, and I don't think he has a good opportunity to score Linebreaker ever again in the game. Which is going to suck.
And you go up.
Oh no, okay, I guess we're just going to charge the Steven Prince. Alright, we are getting Linebreaker.
Oh shit, I need you for Linebreaker, right? Okay. We need the line breaker points. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And you
Alright,
stay
we're
here.
just going to do what we did
Sorry.
originally. Okay.
See. Making it a little bit harder for you, I think. Good. Man, I didn't want to lose this game. But losing the master of possession has left me no other way.
Yes.
I think I will just need to...
Just gotta kill the Incarn right now. With 2 Obliterator shots. Easy
try my luck
peasy.
here.
I think save that 1 CP for Rampant Technovirus,
Okay.
dump 2 Obliterators into him, and hope for the best.
Psychic Phase. We spend 1 CP and not for... Oh, sorry, I misclicked. I clicked on the chest clock.
No, it's your turn now. So you are on 0.
Oh, it's my...
You are blue, so
My time is blue? Okay.
do I get the CP back? I don't.
Strength doesn't matter, AP doesn't matter, so just damage. 1.
I guess roll the damage after. Enfin, the EP after, because that may could be important.
Okay, so what?
Roll still the AP. Because
Okay,
my
AP is...
plan is if you kill this guy to destroy the avatar here, so if the I can choose to go on my normal save, so I don't have
Yeah. So I will re-roll the damage.
Oh,
2, re-roll the AP. 3. Okay, don't know if this matters for you, but because I will, of course, I will shoot first into the avatar, so I don't know.
no, but if he's alive.
Yeah, but maybe. But you could survive, of course. Of course, you will survive with the fuck I just rolled here.
So wounding you on freeze. Hitting you on freeze. No more rerolls. No more additional hits. Oh, god damn it.
No,
And
that's
only one extra attack.
one from Crimson Crown.
Hitting you.
And it
Wounding you.
wounds.
So 8 wounds.
This is scary, chat. Oh,
Oh,
man!
Thank you.
I'm going to
Oh,
use one CP to
no!
roll one.
No, stop doing this.
I'm going
No.
to go
Don't do it.
twice.
Don't do it.
No.
Oh, thank
And then but I still have feel no pain.
you. Yeah. You have still feel no pain.
Yeah, the 6
Sixes or 5 up?
6 up.
6 up.
No, he's dead.
Got him! Oh,
Okay.
man,
Oh.
chat. We have a game.
Good. So this was
The Incarn is
Now
felled
we have
almost exactly,
6 more
literally
attacks,
exactly
infused
by the
spells,
Obliterators,
that'll be
putting
the,
5 wounds through, making
force
no
to it, I guess. Your minus one
ignores.
to it, I guess.
-1, yes.
-1.
Oh, man. So that is going to drop
So, let's see if
the
we
Harlequins
can-
down to only 10 points.
Good. Yes.
While we stand, we fight. That's going to grab Wolf Amiibo an additional 4 points line breaker, up to 12.
Nothing. Okay. So 1 safe. Nope.
Oh, he's dead.
Okay.
Do he
Why not?
No.
Okay.
Incredible. And we do
Oh,
end
so
up killing
Avatar's
that
still here.
space.
Is he dead?
Starweaver as
No,
well,
he's
just
dead.
in case.
I was afraid for a second.
Oh man.
Oh, was it?
Well, that was literally exactly what Wolf Van Meebo needed in this game to stay in it.
So my turn.
Wow.
So I score,
Wow.
3 points for the banner
Yeah.
and 10 points. So this guy here is going
Yeah,
to
so
advance.
Harlequins now need to push really hard to try to max their primaries.
Okay.
We did deny them
11.
max this turn. But if they score a 15 next turn, then they're going to be in good shape.
The sniper still.
And I
still on the
think they're in a pretty good position to do that anyway,
here
because they
the
can just
sniper-
absolutely swamp Objective 6.
go on
Keep
this
some
objective.
hardy units on Objective 2 so they don't lose that.
Mm.
And
Did you lose any troops? Did you roll for it?
When I go out of the transport, I don't have to roll.
No, didn't I explode the? I destroyed the transport.
No, the troop was from there here.
Oh, don't mind
yeah,
me.
the transport was empty, I
Don't,
think.
don't. I had a long week.
Those guys, he them.
Stay away, damn bikes. Nobody likes you.
Nobody bikes you, am I right?
There.
So unfortunately, I think that is going to lose Wolf Amiibo, his line breakers, and his models on Objective 6.
And then
But he needs to be able to hold Objective 6 and not lose his while we stand targets at the same
yes,
time.
no need
Maybe
to
he can
advance.
leverage enough firepower to clear objective, the objective up top here, and
The
then
troop
contest
master,
3.
the shadow tail is going to advance.
I think he also needs to deny
11.
5 primary points off of the Harlequins as well in order to win this game.
And the troop is going to advance.
If
So
he
first I gain 1
only
CP at the beginning of the turn.
scores 40 on primary and this Harlequin score 45, they'll be up by 5.
Move 14.
They'll be matched on while we stand. And the Harlequins should have 10 on
Move
engage,
14.
which means Wolf Amiibo would be up
Oh,
by 2 there
14.
and
still-
up by 5 on
very-
raise the
very
banners. Yeah, if they
confident
match
charge
on
because here it's
if they
only
match on primary, Wolf Amiibo loses by 5. I think he absolutely needs to deny 1 primary point from the Harlequins because of that raise the banners.
Wonderful.
I think
We're going to be dropping 3 points in
think
the
it's
raise the
only a
banners at the
3
start of the next turn,
because
and then
it's
3 points at the end to max
Yeah.
it out for the Harlequins.
it's only a 3 in charge, so I will take that. I guess next is going to be shooting phase. So all the bike is going to shoot into this. All those bikes shooting this obliterator. So 5 to 6. I guess all those bikes shooting this Obliterator. I do.
And I wonder if
Oh,
maybe
that's-
there's still a play if one of these units
21?
survives for Wolf on Mibu to send the Demon Prince into the deployment zone to get Line Breaker, although it might be
no.
getting shredded by
forgot
these
the
Harlequin
magic
presses
phase,
from his
maybe?
troop.
The troop. Can I do the magic phase or that?
Hmm?
Can I do the magic phase or not?
Of course you can do the magic face. Holy shit.
So he will do a warp time on himself.
Yes.
So he's going to advance. Then
Yeah, I don't know what is there anything in this area that can drop a banner on 6 though? I mean the troop the Shadowseer has to advance, right? Yeah, and it's just Twilight Pathways, so he's not
and
dropping any
then
banners.
he touching the terrain, so he's going to do a smite into the Nurgling.
Mm-hmm.
Build. So
Yeah, there's
back
not
to
much left on the
shooting,
table that can drop
right?
banners, to be honest.
So the
I guess the
Big
Shadowseer
bike.
can drop a banner on 6 for the extra point at the end, but I don't think that's going to change the score.
More
very
here.
much. I think
Let's
it's going to be a
do
multiple of
a few
5
dice.
that's going to determine the score.
no, the
That we're going to
dice
have
who
to
was
beat
there
for
was
Wolf
from
on
the
Mibu to
smite.
win.
And on 5, so you have 5 wounds.
3 ups.
1,
Safe.
and the other bike do the same thing.
Oh yeah,
then
no, I mean these Nurglings are going to
winning?
die, right? Like straight up. I guess yeah, it's
weird.
fair. Wolf might be down to 1 objective at the end of his turn, which would be a death sentence, I think.
No, the advance on 4.
He just he would need
and on
to
5.
create a situation where he
3
could
ups.
bring the objectives down to
1
3
vote.
versus 3 by the end of his.
Then charging, so those bikes are
Um,
charging the Nurgling. Now first the Shadowseer is charging
by
the
the
Nurgling.
end of his
Yes,
round
come
5,
on in.
so going into bottom of 5, the defending player would only have 3 objectives, and that might still be possible with the
This
obliterators
is something
firing.
this is the roller needed for the troops.
Yeah,
Yes.
only a 3-inch charge from the Shadowseer.
I guess he can go right there on the terrain. He's on the terrain here. I can put him in there.
Yes.
He's there. Then the bike is charging the Nurgling with a 10. So goes there. Then those bikes are charging the Obliterator. 5.
How funny is it the constant fighting over
And
this
then
corner of the table?
The troops are charging
It's so silly to
the
me.
the
Oh,
9,
interesting
the
that
Demon Prince, right?
Liam moved the Starweaver out of line of sight blocking. Is there a potential for a... What is this? What is this range? Oh, it's a little far. Because that could also be a potential avenue to victory for Wolf on Mibu if that Starweaver randomly explodes. But I think he's out of range, outside of a 6 to charge. But it looks like oh no, is he gonna get touched by a Harlequin? Oh no, yikes!
Those 2 will have to go right there. The incurrency of this guy.
Yeah, Colin in the chat. this little landing pad here, this little towel landing pad should become an objective marker because clearly that's a very important area of the table.
So good. So fighting, I'm going to begin with them using 2 CP to give them +1 damage.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna use the new
I
strategy from
get
Psychic Awakening for +1
CP
damage
back?
on the Harlequin troop.
I do.
Oh, and he gets the
I'm
2
back to
CP
2
back. Oh no.
It's on my time. Can you click? Yes. I use a little bit of return, but I think
Yeah, I don't think we will have a time to problem.
so. This guy is going to move 3 inches here. 3
That's
inches
not.
here.
Is that restricted by the
Here.
1 CP cap? That might actually be
And
restricted
just
to
here.
1.
2
I'm gonna
inches
double
here,
check.
and just here. Yes. This guy could move 3 inches here. And then this guy could take this guy moving 3 inches here. And this guy is taking his place here to be in currency of those two.
Mhm.
So basically, all by 1 is going to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a big attack who cannot fight. So that's 30 attack, 30 big attack,
I don't know if there's something specific that's been errated
and 15
in this
little
in this
attacks.
case,
So basically, all the
which is what I'm
weapon
looking at right
is
now.
no, is damage 2 because the strats. But the
Mhm.
red will be on 6, the blue on 3.
On freeze? Wait, what?
5 on 5, sorry. Oh. And then 5.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, no,
So,
really?
so the red is
Ooh.
normal save and the rest is involved save.
He,
Yeah.
11.
Yes, he's dead. 12 damage.
Yikes! That's a swing.
Oh,
I guess I'm going to Pelin into the
oh,
Blitz.
yes.
And those bike is going to fight everything.
Mm.
And
Kingdom.
all,
A kingdom for 2 CP.
yes. So hitting on 3s. Hitting on 5.
On 2, you mean?
On this guy.
Yeah,
Oh.
that warlord trait hasn't been addressed.
I
in
was
the,
happy. I thought this was
in the
into the
FAQ.
nerdlings.
So we'll get that corrected.
4 ups. That.
Oh, good. I'm doing. Yes.
Hey guys, just to note that the warlord trait for the Harlequins will only regenerate 1 of those CP, because you're capped at 1 CP per turn per round regeneration
I
now.
think it's one of the exception. I know in 8th edition it was an exception. It was listed on the page where they say that we can only regain 1 CP. So the Harlequin one is specified that this warlord trait allow you to regain 2 of the number, but maybe I'm wrong. So for the moment, I'm going to let 1 CP. Maybe you double check and you say.
Okay, yeah. Where would that exception be? Would that be in the core rulebook?
Yes, I think it's 146 or something like this.
Okay.
So if I have my 2 CP, I'm going to.
Rather sure, but and no, I'm rather sure. But in the rulebook, where it's explicit that whatever it is, you only get 1 CP, whatever the circumstances.
There is some exception I need to. So I put 1 for the moment, and we will see after when we come back. So those bike is going to fight into, and if so hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s.
Fuck.
So all of that.
Couldn't you have changed your rolls maybe? Enough to
Yeah,
4, yeah, 5. That.
So
Okay, with this game.
If I can use the 2 CP, if I regain 2 CP, I will use them to move 16 here. But right now I'm going to stay there.
Yeah.
But then I guess you can fight with the Obliterator.
Yes. 3 attacks. Am I able to get? No, did you base me here? No, you did not.
I guess if you move, no, I did not.
If I move over here.
Yes, but no, you have to be in half inch.
Yeah, so I'm nearer. And let's see if we're able to do it inside of half. Yes. And inside of 2 should be able. Yes. Okay. Good.
basing you, so basing the two front ones. 6 attacks. 3 hits. And 2 wounds.
What?
4 up, yeah.
2 die
2 die.
to be this guy.
Ah,
And this guy and this guy.
the Harlequins needed to live.
So you score 5 points this turn?
Hmm?
I score 2 points for engage in all front now.
Yeah.
And you're scoring 5 more points.
So, let's see what we can do. So, whatever I do, you will score 15. Where's your shadow seer?
Shadow Series here. Right.
But we're not able to reach him or do anything to him. We are not able to reach you or do anything to you, so you get 10 points. Let's see.
I will probably.
I will just. I'm not able to get. No,
Yeah, I don't.
no. The Nurglings would have.
Unfortunately, there's so many
For
different copies of the core rulebook chat. 254 doesn't have anything
Okay.
about an exception.
So
in it,
I
in
think
the version
we
that I'm
will
looking
end
at
it
right
here.
now.
Okay. So.
You get 3 more points for engage on all fronts, I think.
And, also, I will have 3 points at the beginning
Yes.
of the, and then I will basically I will do the banner. I will. See if I'm probably not going to kill him in U-turn, so I will do a banner here, and we'll have a 4 banner at the end,
Oh, 245?
and guess.
Yeah, that's just the rule
I
for
could
refunding.
come and try to
CP.
kill them, but I already win, so don't care.
Yeah, don't think you can. I don't think you can without discarding.
In fact, if I win my 2 CP back, I move 16 then there, and I can double move the bikes.
Yeah.
No, I can. I will hide the banner, so I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
All,
Good.
all I do is here to go here to go.
I don't know why do you cannot raise a banner in your own turn at the end of your turn, right?
I do in my own turn, and the objective raise the banner say that at the end of the game, for each banner I have.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I forgot about it. Okay. So 5 points. 5 points. Okay. We tried. I think I know from the beginning this would be hard against you.
So the game was not so fun. It was not completely blast. It was very close. It was close.
Yeah. I don't think I had you into too much pressure. But if the Demon Prince survives here, so and is able to kill you of his objective. Let's see where we end up. I end up with 10.
Yes, then I still have 15, no? Because I will have
with 10. So let's see why
if they are all dead.
Why Harlequin survives, so Demon Prince comes in.
Yes, but
doesn't make a difference. You still have 15. Yes, okay, you have still 15. I just run away. I just fly away with my Demon Prince here. So
yes,
I have 5 more.
With your attack, you're not going to kill all the Harlequin, no?
Yeah. No.
Attack and I'm not going to.
So even with the turn going in my way, you will get 1 point less of raise banners high, and this would be the end. So still, even with all 5 surviving, wow, not bad.
It was slow.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is weird. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Good. Thank you for the game. Thank you for the stream trophy.
Yeah.
And now I will just.
we got excited in chat when the Incarn died because there was like a glimmer of hope, I think.
Yeah,
but side of the table. But I think there's certainly you needed literally everything to go your way from there on out.
Yes.
and
and
definitely made things exciting.
Yeah, I was happy.
Yeah.
But I think my game plan was. I think that's. But I don't see another game plan I would have used. If I had chosen one secondary, that would be a kill secondary. Liam could have just hidden all game and deploy a Death Chester here, put the transport behind it, so I would never be able to shoot anything from you, and just outscore me all the game, and never need to be aggressive. So I needed my secondaries to lure you into a shootout, and when I needed to win the shootout, and I did not win the shootout. So that's just the way it is, I guess. So I will guess I will just have to kill the team Smite Thackeray with their 2 big birds. I will need to kill some Nurglings. Wednesday.
Lots of Nurglings.
Lots of Nurglings.
Every Nurgling forever.
Yeah, I methed it out. I'm able to kill them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I just need Magnus and the bird to keep away from the battlefield for around 3 turns, and I'm able to kill them.
Easy.
Easy.
Just just have your opponent forget to deploy them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And when I also have to beat Phil tomorrow, and yeah, I don't know. Liam, what did you score against Kennedy?
It was something like 75 to 60 for him.
Oh no! Don't tell me it was 75. Ah, god damn it! So I need to beat Kennedy and still need more points. Then this would be hard.
You have to beat Kennedy and Cryogen, and so you are. No, because he already have. Yes, you have to be. But this one is a big. You score a lot. Huh? So if you win Cryogen, and Kennedy, you still have a chance. Huh?
Yeah, that's my thinking. I never from the beginning I thought this would be the hardest game. Of course, the Smite Spam will also be incredibly hard, but it will be the final. And
well, if it makes you feel better, we just saw that Smite Spam list get crushed earlier today. So
so
I was there for that one.
What? Oh no! What did you do?
I lost to Jamie, to Jaime.
Okay.
He took a wolf tail talisman on his Judicar and had a Calexis.
So just do that. Just put a Calexis in your.
And I was
Chaos
just
Space
like,
Marine.
what even is -4 to my cast? What are you? What?
Yeah. Nice.
Amazing.
And then he boxcar denied my Weaver of Fates on Magnus. Obviously.
Of course. Well, I will try to beat Phil tomorrow. No. Yes, tomorrow. So
I think you can do Phil, because the map is really in your favor.
yeah, I hope
If you
to.
stand behind obscuring terrain and have your Nurglings in front of you, I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I also don't know. But
Yeah,
it's
the
Phil,
surround
and
and
maybe
destroy is really bad for the Titans for sure.
To be honest, he has long range than you. He can outrange you. So
yeah, because he can outrange me, but still.
You play which mission on which table?
I don't
You
know.
play the table mission, I guess. Because
Surround-
I think I looked at the table and we play the burning what's the English word? Burning Reifen.
yes, I saw the table. Yes, the table is good if you choose the side with the tree.
I think to be honest, I think I can choose every side and stand behind obstructed terrain and be able to shoot into a lot of skulls.
Yeah, it's a pretty similar setup to this table, but a lot of the ruins have windows in them, which is a big deal.
Yeah,
makes a big difference. So it will be interesting. Yeah, but well, I think the list I built maybe with some more practice, but I don't think I took really bad secondaries here. I nearly.
No, the play for deploy scramblers was really good, for sure. We were commenting about that in the chat. Was that a plan from the design of the list to tide one of the cultist units into the back to get those backline objectives?
No. This is the list. The problem I had was I had a lot of work. I had no time to build on my list, to train with my list or something.
Yeah.
So this was my first game with list.
Yeah.
And
Fair enough.
and I was and I was thinking about the third secondary, and I think like 10 minutes before the start of the game, I thought, oh wait a second, so
Perfect.
So and when I could combine it with line breaker, and I wanted
Yeah.
some because I was looking for something where I could score without needing to reach the Harlequins. And I think Assassinate is just a big trap against Lime's list.
For sure.
That's because if you have Magnus and all psychic power, you can take Assassinate, but
That is correct.
against
Yes.
most-
Okay.
By the way, I like the proposal for renaming our team. Currently, team hottest takes. But I also like team smitefuckery. I'm okay with that. Or maybe just warp fuckery. That works.
Oh,
Team
right.
hottest
Why
smites.
are you even in this chat? Well, I had only time a Saturday morning to play one game, and I asked for only good Harlequin, one of the good Harlequin players I know, and he never answered.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I spent all day with my girlfriend. I'm sorry.
Yes.
They're trying to sabotage you. They're trying to
Girlfriend.
torpedo your chances.
It was 100% intended sabotage. Sorry for that one.
No. Good. Oh, so still,
day,
thank you for
yeah.
the game, and I think I will.
Yes, because
Yeah, good game, folks. The results are in, so
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Had fun. Bye.
yes,
Bye.
thank you. Bye. Allez.
All right, chat. That's going to be it for us tonight. To answer some of the questions in chat, we were discussing about the CP regen cap. There, the reason that some of the CP regen works now as opposed to earlier is that they have clarified in the FAQ that stratagems allow you to fully refund command points, but or to break the 1 command point regen limit. But however, Warlord traits don't have that same clause. As far as I can tell, there is nothing in the book that makes that makes Twilight or Player of the Twilight work, but we will find out. Yeah, and just going through some of the evidence people have been sending me. It looks like the exceptions that were being referenced just means the Battleforge CP bonus that already exists. That will obviously override the 1 CP regen cap. Otherwise, nothing else besides stratagems will do so. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. I think it was a fun one. The Harlequin's definitely in the driver's seat for the most part, but and obviously mostly through some excellent play. But Wolf Amiibo was able to put up a fight. Definitely had a chance. He had a boxer's chance to get back in the game right at the end. Again, if he could deny Harlequins their hold more, and if he got his Wowie stand right, so if he could do this, I guess he still loses by 5, but it's a much closer game anyway. That's going to be it for us today. We'll be live at the very least at 3 p.m. EST tomorrow, or U.S. Eastern Time tomorrow, with Nick Rose versus Paul Jensen, a.k.a. Glarg, 2 of the top T5S2 standings members. That'll be exciting. White Scars versus Salamanders. I'm excited to watch that game play out. And we may have other games tomorrow, depending on when they get scheduled. We're coming right down to the end of the group stage. We just have to finish up the last couple of games in Group 1. And in, obviously, Bethany Taylor's games in Group 4, one of which was just submitted, I believe. I think she just took down Tomb King, like I was mentioning before in the stream. Anyway, thanks everyone again for watching. Take it easy, folks. Keep it classy, and we'll see you tomorrow.